Hi everyone, I have a lower body circuit pulse class for you. Now in the past I've shared circuit pulse and Tabata classes where we do circuits and then we finish with a Tabata. Today's a little different, okay? It's going to be circuit, pulse, plus a little glute activation work at the start, okay? So no Tabata. For the glute activation work, we are going to use a resistance band loop. It's optional though, you could absolutely do it body weight. This is optional through all of class. What is not optional though is a set of heavy for you weights, okay? We really want to challenge ourselves. We're not going to do anything too funky with our exercises. We're going to stick to kind of foundational movements for the most part. So where we're going to really challenge ourselves is with how heavy we go. So I'm using a set of 20s. Always nice to have options. So if you have a lighter set on hand, have those in case you need to modify and go to a drop set. No jumping in class today. So we're going to warm up. Our warm up will focus on mobility and a little dynamic movement. We'll go into our glute activation work with the band. We'll keep that quick today. And then we're going to go to our 2 circuit pulse circuits. The structure of those is I'm going to give you 3 exercises and you do the exercise for 45 seconds going full range, then 15 seconds pulsing, and then 15 seconds rest, and then you move on to the next exercise. Circuit 1, we're going to repeat it 4 times because we have unilateral work. Circuit 2, we'll just complete it 3 times because it's bilateral work. And in between sets, you get longer to recover, and in between circuits, you get a full minute. And during that minute, I'll show you a preview of the upcoming exercises. I feel like I just explained that in such a confusing way, but don't worry. As always, I guide you through these classes. You get previews before we do everything, and I will cue you as we go. So let's start with our warm-up. You don't need the weights for it or the band, okay? But have the band nearby. We're going to start standing, elbows wide, and as you inhale, we're going to do a little standing cat-cow. So you're going to open up through the rib cage, your gaze shifts up, your elbows open wide, and then as you exhale, we're going to round it forward. So we're focusing on extension and flexion through the mid-spine in this. So your lower spine is staying fairly neutral. One more. And then let's stack the spine up tall and trace some arm circles. Doesn't matter the direction. These are big, slow circles, being mindful that you don't lose connection to the front of your rib cage. Switch direction. So this is a lower body class, but I also want us to mobilize through the mid-spine and establish a connection to it, because anytime we do weighted lower body work, our back has to work to keep our spine neutral, okay? From here, arms overhead, let's go into a hip hinge with an arm sweep. So the hips are sliding back as your arms sweep back. You stay open through the chest. We're going to hold the hip hinge and take it to a reverse fly in 3, 2, 1. Hold the hip hinge, arms reach forward, reverse fly. The scapula gliding across the back of our rib cage. Again, like I was saying, so important to activate through the mid-back before we get into weighted lower body exercises. You will feel your back working here today. 3 more. 2 more. 1, squat to hip hinge so hands can just chill. You might need to widen your stance a little bit. So we're going to bend the knees, drop into a squat. You're going to stand up. We hip hinge, drop to our squat, and stand. We're going to do a standing hip circle into a back lunge up next. Give me 1 more here. Come to stand at the front of your mat, and then from here, arms can reach forward. We're going to start with the right knee. It's going to march up. You're going to hinge it open to the right. You're going to circle it within the hip joint, stepping the right foot back, bending in your left knee, coming to a back lunge. Same side. Twice more. And then come to stand, and we're just going to take it over to the left. Left knee marches up. Hinges open to the left, circles within that hip joint, steps back. So we're going to come into some dynamic movement up next. First move, we'll be in a lunge position. We'll pivot to a squat and to a lunge the other way. Last time in our hip circle. And then I want you to pause in this lunge position. Okay, from here it's going to be a little pulse in the lunge, pivot to a squat, pulse into a lunge, other side. So we're just pivoting side to side, building a little heat in the lower body. We're going to pause facing over to the right. It's going to be a knee drive with a reach and a pull of the arms. So next time you go to the right, I want you to pause, straighten out through your back leg, arms reach overhead, and then drive that back knee in and out, staying in a semi-lunge position on this right leg. Wide stance, side lunge, reach and twist in 4, 3, 2, 1. Find a wide stance, all 10 toes point forward. Side lunge, opposite hand towards opposite foot, adding in a little twist. So we're going to go through those 3 movements one more time. Lunge position, facing over to the right. We'll do that pivot in 3, 2, over to the right, pivot, squat, side to side. We'll stop when we're facing over to the left and do that knee drive. So next time you go over to the left, pause, straighten out through this back right leg, arms overhead, drive the right knee in and out as you hold that semi-lunge on the left. Side lunge, reach and twist in 4, 3, 2, 1. Wide stance, feet point forward, side to side with that twist. So we're going to finish up our warm-up with world's greatest stretch, and then we're going to grab our resistance band. Hands will come to the mat. You'll pivot into a lunge position in 3, 2. Let's face over to the left. Walk your hands to the inside of that left foot, pivoting so you're in this lizard lunge position. And then take your left inside hand and reach it up to the ceiling. Hand to the mat, step to a plank. Other side, right foot steps forward, right arm to the ceiling. And just keep alternating side to side like that. Last time. From your plank position, you're going to lower your knees, and now we're going to grab the resistance band, and we're going to come into a bridge position. So we're going to put the band around our thighs, a couple inches above the knees. Again, band is optional. You can definitely do this body weight. We're going to do some quick glute activation work. So to start, you want your feet hips distance apart, heels under knees, gentle pressure out on that band, arms down by your side. Let's just start with a double leg bridge. So we're just going to lift the hips up and lowering them down. Now as you lift them up, we're not clenching into our lower back, and we're not arching into our lower back. So think hips up, squeeze the glutes, reach your tailbone towards your knees. I have a tutorial on this exercise on my YouTube channel, which is really helpful if you have trouble with this one. So we're going to take this to same exercise, but just single leg up next. So we're just going to take our left foot and bring it to a hover. So next time you come up to your bridge, I want you to pause, hold those hips up high, squeezing through the glutes, and we're just going to lift that left leg to a small hover and go back to the lift and lower, isolating that right side. Try to keep your hips level and keep equal length through both sides of the waist. We're going to hold at the top, and we're going to straighten out this hovering left leg. So next time you drive those hips up, hold. And I want you to straighten out the left leg, thighs are parallel. Keep pushing the hips up to the ceiling and give me a little pulse out on the band for 8, 7, 6. Don't flare open through the front of your ribs. Give me 4, 3, both feet down, and 2. Last pull, so both feet plant, hips are still lifted. Go back to your double leg, up and down. Squeezing through the glutes at the top. We're just going to do that same thing other side. Next time you come to the top, hold at the top. And now this time it's your right leg that comes to a small hover. And we do that single leg bridge lift, driving the hips up as you push the foot down to the floor. Trying to keep our pelvis level, so equal length through both sides of the waist, and both hip bones equal to the ceiling. We're going to hold at the top and straighten out this hovering leg up next. So next time those hips go up, hold, hold, hold. Reach your right leg long, level off through the hips. Pulse out on that band. Give me 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last pulse, keep the hips lifted, both feet down. Pulse your hips up, up. So we're going to activate glute med a little more. Just a quick little side series. Keep the band where it is. You'll mirror me. In 4, come to your side. In 3, lower the hips. Pulse 2, 1, lower those hips down. So we're going to roll on to our left side. You're going to prop yourself up on your left forearm, kind of like a side plank. Now I want your knees and your elbows, and your elbow and knee in line with each other, and then your hip is a little behind it. We're going to lift up into this modified side plank position. As we do, we're lifting the top leg, pushing against the band, and then we lower down. Now you're hinging at the hips as you do this, so your hips are behind this elbow knee line, and then they come forward in line, okay? That little hip hinge back and down, up and forward is how we really get into glute med, or you can kind of think of it as the side of your butt. We're going to hold at the top and just pulse that top leg. Next time you hold up, a little pulse of the top leg, up and up. But I want you really focusing on the bottom supporting side. Stay open through the chest. Pulse 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Can you straighten out this top right leg? Don't let the band pull the leg down towards the floor. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the hips down and let's just flip around. So the goal is just to kind of get the glutes talking to you, get them turned on here, not to totally take them to a point of fatigue, but we want to make sure that they are firing when we come into our weighted work. So same thing other side, we're starting with that hip hinge lift as the top leg abducts. Really squeezing into the bottom right side glutes as the hips come forward and up. Next time up, we hold at the top and just pulse. Top leg pulses up, up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, chest open, 3, 2, hold. Can you straighten out that leg? Whoop. Push up on the band. My couch is in the way. We're going to ditch the band. I'm going to show you our first circuit in 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the hips down, ditch the band. We will use it in our second circuit, but you can put it off to the side for now. We do unilateral work in this circuit, so we're going to complete it 4 times. First exercise, you have both weights. Step to a back lunge, come up halfway, all the way down, and then stand to the top. The 15 seconds of pulsing will just be that bottom half. Tap, land low, tap, land low. Second exercise, you're going to drop down to 1 weight, or if you're advanced, you could try it with 2, just depends on how heavy you go, and we're going to do a single leg deadlift. Now, if balancing is too much, you can do a staggered deadlift instead, having the ball of the other foot planted on the ground. Instead of pulsing, we're just going to hold in the deadlift on that one. If you're able to pulse, so you would pulse that standing knee. It's optional, though. You can just do a hold. Third exercise, we're going to have a weight at our chest. It's going to be from a sumo squat position. It's a push-off sumo squat, land back low, pivot to a narrow squat, back open to your sumo, push off. The 15 seconds of pulsing will just be that push off. So pulsing, it's not always pulsing, but it's a smaller movement. All right, 45 seconds full range, 15-second pulse. Let's do it. So we'll start with the right leg as the focus. You're going to grab those weights. You're going to hold them by your side. Your right foot is going to stay planted. Your left foot will step into that back lunge, come up halfway tapping, down to the bottom, up all the way. If it's too much with both weights, switch to just one. So we step low. Up halfway, just tap. Back down low, then all the way to the top. So when you do that tap, I'm not transferring any weight into my left foot. I'm just coming up halfway and lightly tapping it to the floor. We want to make sure we stay open through the chest so we're not rounding our shoulders. So again, we have that mid-back connection as a theme throughout all of this work. So the 15 seconds of quote-unquote pulsing is coming up. It's just going to be this bottom half tap. Let's do it. Just the bottom half, 15 seconds. Tap, land low. Woo! Tough with those heavy weights. Rest. Okay, we're going to drop down to 1 weight. You're going to hold it in both hands, so I'm going to hold the ends. Our right leg is still the focus. Going to be that single leg deadlift, square the hips. You're unlocked through the standing right leg, open through the chest, connected to your core. Let's go. So we just tilt it forward and you bring it up. Ball of the left foot can come to the floor. Now again, if balance is an issue, I want you to do a staggered deadlift instead. So just to demo that, you would keep your left foot lightly planted on the floor behind the right. So when you go into this, you're unlocked through your standing right leg and you're not rolling open through the hips. So think of pulling your left hip down in line with the right. So those final 15 seconds, they're just going to be a hold in the deadlift. Don't let your shoulders round forward when we do it. If you're feeling ambitious, you can pulse the right knee in the hold, but you absolutely don't have to. All right, let's do it. 15-second hold. If you want to add in that bend and press of your right leg, do it. Woo! I almost lost my balance doing it, so I'm not gonna. Rest. All right, we stay with one weight. We're gonna hold it at our chest. We're gonna come to a sumo squat position. So wide stance, and then you're externally rotated, and we get low. So your right foot is going to stay down. You're gonna push off the left. Push off, land low, and then we pivot to an arrow squat. Back open to our sumo. So you're mirroring me. Your right foot is staying planted. Keep the knees tracking in line with your middle to pinky toes. So I don't want them caving inward. So the 15 seconds of pulsing will just be the sumo push off. Let's go. Just the push off. Notice I'm not coming all the way up to a straight right leg by any means. A little push. Woo! We get a longer recovery after this. Oh, rest. Oh, okay. Take 30 seconds. We're gonna do that whole thing on the other side. When we get the halfway point, I'll give you an even longer recovery. Sorry, I got like dirt on my mat, driving me crazy. Okay, so we're gonna grab both weights, back lunge, up halfway, down all the way. Left foot will stay planted. Okay, left foot forward and it stays planted. Right will step back. Let's go. Back lunge, tap. Come up all the way. When you come up all the way, really contract the left side glutes. Squeeze. Drop down to just one weight if needed. All right, last 15 is just that little tap. Tap, get low. Tap, get low. Oh, rest. Drop down to one weight. Hold it in both hands. We have that deadlift. Balancing on the left side. Right foot is either staggered or it's going to hover. Open through the chest, connected to your core. Let's go. Stay active through your back right leg, even though it's not the focus. Really reach it long. And make sure you're not sinking into your lower back when you do this. So you fire into your back right side glutes to lift the leg, not arching into the lower back. Ooh, lost my balance there. Final 15 will be that hold. Option to add in a standing knee pulse. I will not be doing that though. Let's go. Come into your balance. Whew. Lower leg working hard to stabilize. Rest. Weight comes to your chest. We find that sumo squat, so wide stance, and then externally rotated. So your left foot is going to stay planted. We'll push off the right. You'll be mirroring me. Let's go. Push off. Pivot. Narrow squat. Back to your sumo. Push off. So when you're pivoting, notice what that left knee is doing. Try not to let it wobble so it stays tracking in line with your middle toes. So you got to really ground down through the foot and stay active through the glutes, opening up those legs. Final 15 will just be that push off. Let's do it. You got a minute to recover after this. Stay pretty upright through the torso. Rest. Woo. Okay, take a minute here. Okay, so we're at the halfway point. Gonna do that one more time each side, and then you're done with circuit number 1. So now's the time to kind of take inventory. How you feeling? You want to be challenged for sure, but if form is getting sloppy, go a little lighter with your weights. If you're not feeling challenged, that is a sign you need to go heavier with the weights, okay? Okay, we're gonna grab those weights. Right foot will be forward. I try to, when I sequence this class, I didn't do too many in a row holding the weight, so hopefully grip strength isn't a limiting factor for you. Right foot stays still, left will step back. Back lunge, let's go. Up, a little tap, don't shift weight into that tapping foot though, then come up all the way. If this bothers your back knee, you can add in a little lean forward with your torso, okay? As long as you're staying open through the chest, that's fine. You don't have to be completely upright, okay? If it bothers your back knee. We're approaching that 15 seconds at the bottom. Let's go. Low, tap, low, tap. Oh, that's hard. All right, drop down one weight. Deadlift. Grab the weight in both hands. Open through the chest, connected to our core. Spread out through those right toes, ground down through the foot. And let's do it. I want you to slow this one down a little bit so you're not just flinging yourself around. We're really balancing and stabilizing throughout the range of motion. We have that hold coming up. Woo! You can always do it staggered if you need the balance help. Let's go. Open through the chest, connected to your mid-back. Don't round your shoulders forward. Oh, rest. Okay, we got that sumo. Right foot stays planted. We'll push off the left. Externally rotate from your hip. So knees and toes track outward. Mirror me. Let's go. Push off. Pivot to narrow. Open to sumo. Right foot stays planted. You're in your last minute of work, isolating this side. Come on, under 30 seconds. When we reach those last 15, it's just the push off. Just the push off. Let's go, final 15. Rest. 30 seconds. Okay. Going through the circuit just one more time on the left. And you get 3 new exercises. We got this. All right, let's do it. Left foot forward. We'll do our lunge. We got this. 3 minutes of work. Go. Back lunge, up and tap. Come all the way to the top. Last 15 will just be the bottom half. Whoa. Let's go. Just the bottom half. Oh. Oh, rest. Oh man, put one weight down. Grab it in both hands. Single leg deadlift. Spread out through that left foot. Open through the chest. Let's go. Do not try doing this with your left knee locked out straight, okay? The leg is pretty straight, but it is not all the way straight. There's a little bend. Final 15 will be the hold. If it's not happening though, just keep going full range. Hold. Oh, rest. All right, sumo, last minute, we got this. Wide stance, externally rotated. Left foot stays planted. Let's go. Push off. Pivot, you're mirroring me. Right foot pushes off. Right foot steps to meet left. Left stays grounded. 15 down, 45 to go. We got this. We're approaching those final 15. It's just the push off. Let's go. Don't quit. Finish line is right there. Well, for this circuit anyway. Oh, done. Woo! Okay, you have over a minute. A little over a minute to recover. Grab a drink of water if you need it, catch your breath. I'm going to show you a preview of our second circuit. It is optional, but if you're using your band, we are going to have it around our thighs for this final circuit, a couple inches above the knees. First exercise, heavy squat. Use both weights if you can, but if you need to just drop down to one, that's a great modification. The 15 seconds of pulsing will be a squat pulse at the bottom. Second exercise, deadlift. We're going double leg this time, unlike the first circuit, and we're going to use both weights, really encouraging you to use both, okay? Now, the pulsing, we're going to hold the deadlift, and it's going to be a little bend stretch through the knees. If you are not confident in your deadlift form, though, I do not want you to do that. I want you to just go full range for the full 60 seconds, okay? Final exercise, fun little combo. We drop down to one weight. It's going to be a squat, straight leg abduction, squat, low side step. Abduction other side, low squat step. And the pulsing will just hold low, and it'll just be that squat side step, side to side, staying low. We just go through this circuit 3 times. Let's do it. Okay, heavy squat to start. So we're going to rack those weights on our shoulders, pressing out on the band if you're using it. Knees track in line with middle to pinky toes, so press out. Connected to our core, deep bend to the knees as the hips go back. So stay open through your chest and up. I don't care about how many reps, I care about quality of reps. As you come to the top, you think of pressing your feet into the floor, firing through your glutes, bracing through the core. We'll pulse at the bottom, the final 15. If that is too much, though, stay full range. All right, head to the bottom and pulse. Oh, rest. Oh, that one's tough. So we're going to do deadlift up next. Palms face in, open through the chest. So this, instead of a deep bend to the knees, it's a slide of the hips. So keep your neutral spine, and we're going to slide the hips back. Keep the weights close to you so they kind of slide down your shins and up. Don't let the shoulder blades protract and round forward. So with deadlifts, you do not lock out your knees. There is a little bend to them. If you bend the knees a lot, you're going to feel it more in your glutes. If you keep the legs a little straighter, that is how you get more hamstrings. So we're going to do that hold and the little bend stretch of the knees. If you're uncomfortable with that, though, go full range. All right, so we're going to find our deadlift position, and it's a little bend, stretch of the knees. Keep reaching the hips back, brace through your core, open through the chest. This is a back exercise as well. Don't lock out the knees all the way. And come up. Okay, drop down to one weight. So it's going to be a squat, straight leg abduction, squat, low side step, and we just go side to side. Squat, out on the band, squat, step to the side, other side. Keep pressing out on the band through your knees so that they don't cave inward. The final 15 will stay low, and it'll just be that squat side step. Okay, get low, step, step. Get a little lower. Oh, rest. Take 30. Ooh, actually take 45. I want to give you longer recovery time because I know we're working with really heavy weights. So take 45 here. First round down, 2 more to go. So if you need to drop down in weights, now's the time. If you're not feeling challenged, it means you're not going heavy enough. Round 2, grab those weights. Press out on that band. And let's go, squats. Something I want you to notice, at the bottom of the squat, do you kind of first lift your hips, then lift your torso? I don't want that. I want you to think about bringing everything up to the top at the same time, okay? So it's one powerful drive to the top. I know I catch myself doing that sometimes. I kind of lead with the butt, then bring my torso upright, but you're gonna hurt your back, okay? So I'd rather you go lighter with the weights and do the form correctly if you notice that happening. So think power to the top. We got those pulses coming up. FML. Let's go, pulse at the bottom. Don't mind my weird grip on the weights, they're slipping. Bad position on my part. Oh, rest. Okay, deadlifts. All right, do not do that with your weights. All right, palms face in. Open through the chest, connected to your core. Let's go. How does my form look, squeaky? Have any feedback for me, honey? No? Okay, that's good. Don't feel like you have to get super, super low on these. Upper shin is great. Now we're going to hold for the little bend stretch of the knees. If that's not working for you, you stay full range. All right, let's go. Think of sliding your hips back and a slight retraction of the shoulder blades so that we're staying really connected to that mid-back area. Rest, drop down to one weight. Squat, abduct. Squat, side step. Let's do it. And you just alternate sides. Now, when you do that straight leg abduction, I don't want you to crunch into your waist. I want it to really come from the side of your butt. Okay, stay low. Just that side step. If staying low isn't working for you, then instead of doing this the last 15, do the squat straight leg, side to side. Rest, take 45. Okay, we're in our last set, last time through the circuit, then we cool it down. Okay, let's finish strong. We got this. Squat to start. Let's go. 45 seconds full range. 15 seconds of pulsing. If the pulsing in any of the 3 moves isn't working for you, stay full range all 60. Remember, we're thinking coming up as one unit. So it's power at the top. Drive your feet into the floor. Squeeze your glutes. Brace through the core. Okay, let's pulse. Rest. Okay, we got deadlifts. Hi, pickies. Feet about hips distance apart. Open through the chest. Palms face you and they stay close to you. Pulse is coming up. If they don't work for you, stay full range. Pulse. Bend, stretch of the knees. Shoulder blades slightly together, slightly retracted and down your spine. Send the hips back. Whew. Okay, drop down to one weight. Final 60 seconds of work. We got this. Cool down is on the other side. Squat, abduct, squat, lateral step. In under 30 seconds, we cool down. Final 15 is just that side step. Just the side step. Can you get an inch lower? Almost there. Done. Ooh, that was tough. Oh, tough but good. I feel great after finishing that. You can ditch the band if you're using it. Take a second to catch your breath. I'll bring you through a quick cool down. Let's start with a quad stretch so we can continue to catch our breaths. You're going to grab the heel pulled into your bum and then drop your tailbone down. Other side. Now let's get back of the leg, hamstrings. So you're going to plant the heel forward. Feet are still hips distance apart. Bend into your back knee. Slide the hips back, hinge forward. First hinge, so we get that stretch to the back of the leg. Then feel free to round if you want to grab the hand or grab the foot, whatever works for you. I like grabbing the foot so I get a little traction through the back as well. Such a nice stretch. Let's come up and do the other side. Other heel plants, bend into your back knee, slide those hips back. From here, let's come down into a seated position. We'll take a cross to get the outer hip, outer seat area. So you can take your left foot, step it outside the right, hug the knee into your chest, sit up nice and tall. And you can stay here or you can take it into a spinal twist, looking over that left shoulder. Twists are nice to do in a cool down after weighted lower body work because our mid-back area is working as well. So it's a nice movement for that back area, our thoracic spine. Let's come through center and switch. Hug the knee, sit up tall. And if you want to take it into a twist over that right shoulder, 10th fingertips. And let's come through center in a cross-legged position. We're going to just do a fluid side bend with a little rotation, just a nice stretch for the lower back area. So you're going to tent the fingertips side to side. You're going to sweep the right arm up and over, and as you do, you're going to rotate your chest towards the floor and really reach that right arm forward, tap it down to the mat. You should feel a nice stretch through the side of your back to that QL area. And then bring it back up and over to the other side. Reach with the arm and tap it to the floor. Also, it's a nice stretch for the lats. It really gets that whole side body. Let's do one more to either side. Oh, feels so good. Reach. Come through center. Let's take one breath together. We inhale, arms up. We exhale, let it go. And that is your class. Awesome job. I'll see you next time.